Welcome back, guys, for more Space Engineers. This episode's going to be a little bit different. People have been asking, like, what is the point? Like, why are you building, like, these enormous structures that seem to be, like, pretty random and, like, what's the point? Okay, in this episode, I am going to explain why I'm building this stuff, the lore behind it, and where this is all headed. Okay, so we're taking a step back and we're looking at the bigger picture. Cool shot, right? Okay. So what is the point? Okay. We are the last remnants of the Rebel Alliance. Back in episode 1, we had just escaped a big space battle where the rebel fleet had been wiped out. And we escaped in a drop pod and landed on this remote, icy planet. Our drop pod landed us here, next to this small ice lake. Now, when I landed here, immediately I was thinking, I want to build a cliffside base and do a bunch of stuff. But also, in the back of my mind, I was like, I want to rebuild the Rebel Alliance. I want to pull together the last remnants and build the infrastructure for the resurgence of the Rebel Alliance. So, we started off over here with just a little base, learning the basics, and just trying to get some resources. And so we got a little bit of power, and we built a little landing pad and learned a few things. We got refineries and assemblers and stuff like that. But we needed to move on to bigger and better things. Exploring the local area led us to this place. And this is a massive ice lake. And what does ice give you? Ice gives you hydrogen. And that's huge because that's what powers your fleet. Okay, yeah, you could move to uranium and stuff, but initially, hydrogen is the thing that you want. And this is like an inexhaustible supply of hydrogen. So we waved goodbye to Shagger Base and moved here to Deep Shagger Base. But this is just the start of the base. The idea is that this is an ice harvesting and processing facility. So what I want is like some mining operations out here, harvesting the ice. And then I want like networks of like pipelines coming over here, coming up into the base. I've got ideas for example, I'm thinking the bottom of this expands a couple of tiles, maybe even 3 or 4 tiles, and this becomes a garage for rovers. And we actually have like an elevator going down here. I've actually planned it out. If we come down here, we have pistons buried in here. This is actually a perfect transition spot for rovers to come off the ice onto like proper tiles, and then we have an elevator which takes us up here into the garage, which is this hole underneath of the base here. Okay, so we've got ice being harvested and pulled into here, and then this becomes a huge hydrogen factory. So we go down here, we go into the base proper, and then we've got our wonderful refinery. I wish everything that I was building was to this level, and hopefully we will get there. But it's just a question of time. So what we've got here, we've got some basic maintenance bays. Obviously, we've got this bunch of rubbish which needs to be removed and find a home somewhere in the base. So we need like a massive ice processing facility. Where we take the ice, turn it into hydrogen, and then in here, I'm thinking that like up the sides of this enormous great shaft, we have like hydrogen tanks and stuff like that. This is going to be also hangars for ships. We do like repair. I mean, what do you need to support the Rebel Alliance logistically? You're going to need maintenance facilities, so you can repair ships that are damaged, store them safely, and this is a great place for this. And then the hydrogen will eventually get piped up here, and this is where the big tanker ships will come to load up with hydrogen and take them on up into space. So that's what this is for, right? And then the big tanker ships can come. There's going to be a great big facility here where they can land. They can also go into the base for maintenance and repairs and stuff. Hopefully, it's going to be epic. So that is the purpose of Deep Shagger Base. Ice into hydrogen, supply tankers to go into space. Okay, so we get a bunch of hydrogen up into space. Well, what are you going to do with it? Well, and why? Why? Well, because you don't want big ships going down into gravity wells. It's very inefficient. So we want to be able to maintain and supply our big ships up in space. That is what the asteroid base is for. This is going to be our maintenance and refueling depot. So the idea is to turn this into a huge gas refueling depot. So we're going to have a huge terminal here, which is going to supply tons and tons of hydrogen to a fleet of ships. That's the idea. And then from there, we can move on to outposts at other planets like Mars and, I don't know, is that Europa? No, I don't think that is Europa over there. Europa's somewhere else. I don't know where it is right now. And that brings us to what we're doing right now. So, for example, the B60. The B60 is either, I'm either going to buy another one or convert this one into a tanker. That's why I wanted a ship with atmospheric thrusters that could carry a lot, go down there and get the hydrogen and bring it up to the base. So that's the major reason for having the B60. I may get another one and convert that one into a tanker, but it'll be one of the two. Okay, so we can bring the stuff up here. Well, what else do we need? Okay, well, we need a place to repair our ships. That's what this hangar is for. This is for maintenance, so that we can take ships down into the protected hangar underneath here. And it's another excuse to open this up, because it's bloomin' awesome. I love this. So even pretty big ships like the Blue Ambassador or the B60 can be taken down into here. And there's going to be a huge hangar down here. We're going to dig down deep. And there'll be all kinds of maintenance facilities and storage areas and all the rest of it. People are asking, because a couple of times I've mentioned having a runway out here. The reason for the runway, and this we're going to be doing this in the next episode. The reason for the runway is that underneath the runway is going to be a massive hydrogen terminal. There's going to be a huge, this is going to be big, pretty big, coming out here with docking ports for big ships. I mean, this thing's going to come out, I would think, probably about here, maybe? This is going to be big. And then ships can come up to this and dock and refuel their hydrogen and whatever else. Now, this needs to be big, but it also needs to be alive. So this is one of the reasons for doing all the trading and getting a load of cash, because I want to be able to buy ships. Like, for example, the Red Cruiser. I want probably several of those, and then I will modify them. And the same with the B60s, Blue Explorers, and any of the other ships that are available. Modify those, and then have them docked around the place. I'm going to buy a bunch of the little ships as well, and have those set up in little bays around here and inside, so that it kind of brings the place to life. I mean, okay, it's going to be window dressing, but that's the whole point. That is the whole point. So setting up this little outpost fairly near to Shagger Deep. Shagger Deep is just over that hill, close to this trading post, this NPC trading post, was essential because this is going to provide us with the money that I need to buy all the stuff that we want. I was thinking that, now we've got this world and this mythos, that maybe we rebrand the series and we call it Sky Wars. What do you think? Sky Wars? Is that an idea? And then it'll be really easy to find the videos and give us a bit of a theme that you guys can jump on board. So if you've got any thoughts about that, like if you like it, if you like the idea, if you don't like the idea, if you've got maybe ideas for a better series name, then let me know. So yeah, this is going to be a massive terminal. We're going to have that coming out here. We're going to have ships docked here, and it's going to be very, very cool. That is kind of what is driving my design ideas and my build philosophy. And I think that kind of context is really important, because otherwise it's pointless. Otherwise it's just building stuff for the sake of building stuff. You've got to have a raison d'etre. You've got to have a reason for why things exist and why things are the way they are. So I hope that giving you that kind of background and that kind of context will also help you guys to, first of all, to appreciate like what I'm doing, understanding like why I'm doing it, but also to give you ideas and, so that when you're making suggestions, in context. Because obviously sometimes I'll read comments and you're coming from a certain perspective and you don't have all the stuff that I've got in my head. And I'll be reading the comments and going, well, that's a silly idea. That doesn't fit in at all. But of course, you don't know all of this stuff. Well, now you do. So hopefully now when you're making comments, you'll be like, okay, so I can understand. Oh, what you should really do is this. Yeah. So I hope this was a useful video. And I hope it adds to the enjoyment when you kind of understand the mythos and the lore and why things are the way they are and where they're headed. Where are they headed? I mean, the two bases that I've got at the moment, Shagger Deep, and we need a name for this one. I did think of Shagger Orbital, but no, I think we need something different. So if you want to come up with names, feel free. Just building out these two bases to the point where they're complete, so that they fulfill their logistical functions and look aesthetically really good. I mean, that's a massive project. I could spend several months doing that. But who knows? I mean, this could go on for a while. Are we going to go onto the other planet? Are we going to have a Mars base? I would love to have a Mars base over there. Be blooming awesome. I'd like a moon base. Where's the moon? Is that the moon? I think that might be the moon. There's Europa, there's Titan, there's the alien planet. There's loads of stuff that we can do. And once you've put it into context and you have reasons to do these things, like you guys can now come up with your own lore and say, oh, well, how about if, there's something on the alien planet that you need. So you need to go and set up an orbital base so that you can start like a land invasion or something. So I just hope that this kind of helps you to buy into the premise, and hopefully it'll help you to enjoy the series more. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. I have got like a bunch of stuff to do. I've just come up with some very, very cool ideas for what I'm going to do about the runway coming out here and the oil terminal, the gas terminal, and I've got even little things like this frame. And I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to tell you in the next episode because it's a cool little idea. All right, guys, we will leave it there. Looking at the big picture. Leave me a comment. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it useful. And I'll catch you for the next one. Peace out.